This Festbier is from one of the longest running family-owned breweries in the entire world. The Zötler family started the brewery back in 1447 and they have not sold a single portion of the brewery ever since, and they're still running strong today. Their Festbier is produced for a local festival, August festival in southern Bavaria, and I'm very excited to crack this open and see how it fits into the whole Festbier kind of style. Is it going to be really light and golden, or is it going to be more kind of amber coloured? Is it going to be deeper malt complexity? I imagine that they are going to be super traditional in how they brew beer. They are a kind of smallish regional brewery. I imagine they have a long-standing tradition and their brew system, etc., probably goes back a long time. I'm expecting a slightly maltier Festbier. That's my kind of inclination and how this is going to be. But I know nothing about this beer, never tried it. The only thing I did was just read a little bit about the Zötler brewery before I started this video. So let's crack on and see what the Zötler family produce, and if those, hundreds of years of unbroken ownership produce a really great Festbier. Let's find out. New cat for the collection. Throwing it around. This really simple bottle opener is the best one I've ever had in terms of opening bottles without damaging caps. So if you see anything that looks like that and you're a cap collector, this is the best. All right, we have here. So it is a kind of slightly darker golden color. So it's not like a light gold kind of straw color that you get from some of those Munich Festbiers. This has got a little bit of color to it. So I'm imagining there's some kind of depth. Maybe it's from the amount of decoction they're doing. I don't know if it's a single, double, triple, I don't know what's going on, but their Festbier is slightly darker than your usual light golden Festbiers. So that's an interesting start. Beautiful white head on it, nice foam, varying bubble sizes. Oh. Yeah, beautiful kind of sweet, bready malt aroma. Mixed with a bit of floral. Slight zest. Smells really great. I'm hoping that colour is going to be, it's going to be quite complex on the malts. Let's find out. Yeah, that's exceptional. Yeah, wow. The first thing I note immediately, because I wasn't getting it on the nose, is it's got a good amount of spiciness to it. So that hop character is quite herbal spicy, which wasn't coming through on the nose. The nose was more kind of like floral. Yeah, really great. So get a nice level of malt sweetness. It's like edging towards kind of bread crust. Very slight kind of caramel, maybe like a really light toffee mixed in with that breadiness. It dries out a little bit towards the end, which is good. So it's not like a super light, golden, crisp kind of Festbier. It does have a maltiness, but they managed to keep it from being too heavy or too sweet. and yeah, just really great tang to it. I love the way German lagers, they manage to get that kind of tanginess, that kind of zing that I always talk about. This has that, and then it goes into kind of herbal, kind of spicy, hot flavour, which really works well with that slightly darker, slightly more complex malt profile. So yeah, this is a really great Festbier, and it's a refreshing step away from the kind of almost macro-y kind of light Festbiers that you would get at Oktoberfest. This is much more kind of what you'd expect from a really traditional regional Bavarian brewery. There's a lot more kind of character there for someone that's kind of more interested in that kind of old school traditional Bavarian brewing, as opposed to your kind of big kind of easy drinking crowd pleaser of a Oktoberfest beer. This is still very much a very drinkable beer, but it has, you know, a lot more going on in it than you'd then say like a Spaten or something like that. So yeah, this is a really great take on a fest beer for sure. Yeah, so I'm gonna pour the rest out. I think reading that this is a really old traditional German Bavarian brewery, I think that the color of the beer and that kind of light toffee, kind of honeyed malt profile, which is like more complex than your typical Oktoberfest fest beer, it makes me think that like these guys are doing a long boil, proper decoction. They're really getting out the kind of Maillard reaction, melanoidin, like really putting in some complexity into the mash, and that's coming out on the other side as a really kind of more expressive malty fest beer, which really kind of leans more towards the old school medicine style, which I really like because that's the true traditional Oktoberfest beer. And a fest beer is extremely drinkable, and it's, you know, a party beer. And you know, that's what's happened at Oktoberfest, is they've gone really kind of crowd pleasing party, drinking lots of liters and liters of it. So they've gone really gold, really light, crisp, and it's in a kind of Overton window of that, where some of them are more expressive. I guess your Augustiner or whatever, and the other side you have the Löwenbräu or the Spaten. But still within that window. Whereas this one is over here. If Märzen is here, this one is over here somewhere, and it's really great. That it's really you can really tell that they've spent a lot of time and also a lot of tradition in the brewing process. And it always, when a brewery, like a German brewery, really does do things the proper old way, you can really tell in the kind of mash complexity, like the malt complexity that you get. You just get that kind of honeyed sweetness that it's hard to describe. It's like, it's sweet, but it's still fairly dry. It's not cloying. It has that kind of bread crust, honey, like toffee kind of complexity, but without any of it seemingly being done by like a specific kind of malt base or something, say like in an English beer where you get like you go into using slightly kilned malts to get that kind of deep amber color, or something close to leaning towards amber. In the German beers with the decoction, etc., you get the dark, slightly darker. So this is like I was saying in the beginning, a darker gold, but it still drinks and has the mouthfeel of a light lager, but it has that kind of slightly sweeter, slightly tangier like honeyed bread crust malty flavor, which is so beautiful, but it seems so effortless in how you drink it. It's so sort of quaffable, and it's still like very much a lager that you really want to repeat. And that's the beauty of those kind of Bavarian lagers. And this very much sits in that category. So it's a Festbier, but it's leaning towards medicine, but like giving you the best of both worlds, which is just, yeah, really spot on from something, you know, something that you'd expect from a regional brewery. So yeah, really great beer. My first ever time trying a Zötler. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I think I'll try and pick up some of their core beers, because I mean, this is the Festbier, but I imagine they're making some really great, you know, Hellers and Pilsner and whatever else. So yeah, for sure I'm going to seek out this brewery, because they're making a quite impressive Festbier. So yeah, cheers. Zötler, 1447, one of the longest running family-owned, family-run breweries in the world, and fair play to them. They make a very good Festbier. It's not like your light golden Oktoberfest beers. It's a proper Bavarian lager beer, with a bit of complexity, bit of maltiness, got that decoction kind of magic going on, spicy, herbal, little bit of floral notes to round it out, and just a really great drinker. So yeah, another gulper from southern Germany. Cheers.